The players are ready to go. So some that type of voodoo magic.
Awesome.
Again, everyone, this is the CEVO GFINITY Pro League. It's CEVO's 9th season since we've come back on to the scene in, what was it, late 2012, I do believe.
I think so.
And here we go. Qualification round of 16 with YP versus ENCE in a best of 3. Map 1 will be Cash, pick of YP. We've got Davcost and Sotfik out in middle. Actually, another one in mid, too. That's going to be Dima over at Whitebox, and Davcost is pushed under. That will leave Arch on a site, and Kabakin is just spotting B actually back from the tree, and contact is made in the middle. That's Yuho trying to find the entry. Alu out from underneath, and he will find the headshot onto Dima. Now Yuho, CT is retreating back into enemy territory to hide. Yuho finds one, and there's Davcost striking back. 3-on-3, post-plant situation.
Yeah, so unfortunate. Arch is playing solo for retake on the A side, and he's not even going to see these players coming out of squeakies. So it's basically Sight giving up completely for free for Sunny. He's going to drop in plant bomb. The bomb's planted for Squeaky. It's planted for main. There's going to be a nice
another molly.
Not even a headshot, a molly taking Sunny down, but you got 2 players watching from main. Perfect position right there. All they got to do is play for time. But then you get smoked off though, and spamming over towards that bomb. Looks like Arch is going to get down and try to stick the bomb. Can he do it? No! Stana with a headshot takes him down. That's going to buy time, and then Stana finishes up with a 2K.
I like that Davcost is like, okay, we've lost the round. I want $1,500. Trying to get in there and get that knife onto Standa. Doesn't happen. 2 mollies came down on top of that. I think one molly was actually a quad. It killed a player that I think Davcost was shooting at. Maybe it was Dima. And then through the smoke that was an A main, they landed another molly out there. Actually killed the diffuser when there was about 2 seconds left. And just, we've got Glocks. Let's shoot a lot of bullets because we have so many of them. Just kept spamming away. Eventually got the next person that tried to defuse the bomb and were able to take it away. And a nice distraction by mid. Yuho and Alu kept a lot of attention on middle where YP had 3 players initially. So it's pretty just easy to walk into the A site past one guy, get the bomb down, and Yuho starting off another round against the very scary CT force buy that exists within CSGO. Yuho finds the first.
Yeah, that's Sotfik getting aggressive. He actually had a really good angle to go ahead and take Alu out, but they had 2 people. The T's had 2 people stacked up inside of Squeaky Halls. So, surprise! There's 1 kill. It's going to put YP down by 1. Looks like ENCE is grouping up just outside of A main. Zarta also going to throw some material down. Arch is going to get smoked off, trying to look through, thinking about spamming it, and Dima pushes the corner, coming up behind him. Stuck inside the smoke. There's really nothing he can do. He's going to get completely cut down. There's the bomb. Kibakin, that B player, slowly rotating in now in a 1v5 with nothing but a pistol.
Yeah, Demon took a lot of damage from the Molotov. Not only did he push the corner at Forklift, he pushed it through a Molotov trying to surprise them, thinking no one will be looking at this, but unable to come up with any frags. Kabakin gets 1. He brings down Standa. That will be all. ENCE with a fairly dominant second round, surviving that force buy from YP. So they'll be going into a full eco right now. And ENCE looking to start strong. Also worth noting, again, let me just double check. It was the pick of YP.
Yeah.
So ENCE actually opting to start on the T side first here in Cash.
Yeah, it's really important for ENCE right here. They need to regain their confidence specifically on Cash after losing that game to LWC White at Assembly. In impressive fashion right there. They should have this round by all means. Alu Yuho going to go doubling up in Squeaky once again. So it seems like they might like to pair up and buddy up in this game at any rate. And we only have 2 people watching the A side. They're playing deep inside the site too, which might not lend itself towards CT advantage gunfight. You want to keep that long distance firefight. Then again, going up against Tech 9's SMGs, I guess it doesn't really matter. Bomb's going to start grouping up. There's a free frag right there for Yuho. Popping Arch down, $600 right there. Davcost going to boost up. Get a little bit of information. Not able to find the headshot. He gets run over along with his teammate Davcost. And there's the bomb.
Yuho is getting a little too hungry. Found 3 kills. Was trying to get some more. Finally was pretty low. Again, he did just have an ump. Actually, a lot of submachine guns still remaining here on ENCE as they clean up the completely unarmored, unupgraded pistol players of YP. Everyone goes down, and okay, Davcost actually will go for it. Like I was about to say, Davcost is not going to have a lot of money, so not going to have the op on the first rifle round, but he forgoes buying armor and will just go into the glass cannon op with 1 flashbang. Rest of his team supporting. They've got 4 smokes, decent amount of flashes. and a couple nades, so not a whole lot of utility to defend here. And there's a nade and a smoke already gone at middle.
It's a really aggressive buy for YP. Desperate times call for desperate measures. The game begins now, first gun round. And it's going to be a heavy B mid bias for YP, with Arch solo holding the A site. ENCE isn't going to do anything right here. They're just going to set up, watching all the angles, hoping for a push, trying to pick up a free frag, but nothing just yet. I think that's Zart announcing his presence at the B site, trying to pull off a rotation.
Yeah,
Nothing happening.
He's doing the dance. And we actually have both Kabakin. Well, Dima pushed aggressive mid to hop into the vents. Kabakin was just playing a checker the whole time. And some smokes and mollies go out. Trying to force the CTs to move around. And they actually do. Dima will drop into the vents, but it's Soptic. That's over at middle. White box player finding the first kill. That's onto Yuho. So Yuho looking for the entry. He gets shut down. So important to note. And now it might fall on Standa with the op. To even it up into a 4-on-4.
Okay, so ENCE loses one, trying to make a mid-take, and at this point they only have 30 seconds remaining. They're going to focus on A site. There's Alu. Yep, soft pick. Quickly dropped. Still two players, and there's an instant rotation coming in. Kabakin and Demon already around the corner. There's Alu, gets the first frag. Entry, taking the site, and then Davkos. Beautiful offing. Picks Alu off, so we're getting us into a 3v1 at this point. Standa jumps out, puts himself in the open with the AWP. Not meant to be. YP finally on the board.
I'm not really sure what happened there for ENCE. I mean, they went down a man early, losing Yuho out in middle, but then Alu more than makes up for it. Coming out of the squeaky door, also look for Alu at the squeaky door at both halves. He plays there so often. Finds the kill at Forklift. Great flash, which I do believe came from his teammates that flashed the player at default. He moves in and clears out the site. 2 kills. That evens it up right there. And then still, everything just falls apart. And now Dima starting them off. Look out for that, too. Dima is aggressive. He gets so many first kills on the CT side. He's done it here. As ENCE were going for the force sump. Alu now to fall, and Kabakin pushing through B. About to spot Zart and most likely... Oh no, Zart will turn around, so not going to get the free kill. So he's been spotted, but now Kabakin just kind of a thorn in their side to have to stay alive. But mid, of course, going to have to still hold. As Standa putting in some work. 2 kills right now, nearly getting a third from there over White Box. Davkos out middle, gets headshot, goes for the peek. Maybe didn't need to. I guess Standa does have to get out there and get the bomb, but they didn't time it. Arch was hiding while Davkos was peeking. Now Arch has slid over to the Z connector. Standa has seen this. He's thinking about the flash. Arch somewhat blind. Not backing off. He's actually going to go for the fight, and he will win it. But a good effort there from Standa, and he certainly makes it expensive.
A 3K for Standa. I mean, when it turned into a... What was it, 2 versus 3? It looked like it was pretty much all over for ENCE at any rate, and then... Standa picks up all those frags at the very end. I think that was really smart playing over there, though. You got the flash popping out, and then the player at Z Connector works his way all the way over towards White Box. And Standa just had no clue. Still focused, fixated really on Z Connector. You got no choice. You got to go for the bomb at that point. Got to pick up a frag. 3 Tech Nods coming out for ENCE. It's going to be a slight force buy. And they just fixate largely on... they've already taken mid control with Zart pushed all the way out. Alu's also supporting from boost before he groups up with the team. And it's just going to be a good old split on the A site.
Yeah, 3 players actually here, though. Arch dropping down. I think actually maybe Goomba to Terrorist, who did slide over to Fork, and Arch with the silenced weaponry able to get 2, but here is Standa and Alu striking back. They will take that A site. Only Dima and Kabakin now left alive. Retaking with the FAMAS, and that nade should be able to finish off Zart. It is a CSGO nade, but it is good for 12 damage. 2 on 2 now. And a kit on Kabakin, who is over on Highway. Standa playing a quad, and we got... That is going to be Alu. Ooh, in a main, but now in the grave. Dima, nice little headshot there, and another one onto Standa, who was playing a quad. 3K for Dima, and 2 for Arch, who we saw doing his best to hold on to the A site.
That was really the first time that we saw mid control really being granted to ENCE, and it looked like it was going to be a really good round right there. Just jumping in, splitting A very fast to get the bomb down. They just can't hold off the retake from YP that time around. They got a tied score at this point. A little bit of cash, or very, very little cash for ENCE at this point. So they're just going to force some Tech 9s. Got a bunch of smokes. Setting up for an execute. I'm going to think it's going to be an A. Yeah. Smoke A execute. You see all the players fanning out in that direction. Setting up. They're not going to throw the smokes from outside, though. Looks like they're going to wait until they get in and save the smokes for a post-plant situation. Bree and Squeaky. They're going to explode all over Arch. This could be really bad for Arch if it gets completely wrapped around. But Sotfik's already coming around to support Dab Cost, and here it comes, flashes and fire. Alu's going to come charging around the corner, but Arch just vacates the site. He's going to take the fight to Zart. Zart wins that battle. Bomb goes down.
Well, can't ask for much more from Arch. 2 rounds in a row. He gets 2 kills while defending the A site. This time it actually ends it with YP having the man advantage on the retake 3 versus 2. Stonda just holding out on default, and as long as they go together, there's no chance for Stonda. He does get one! Oh, nearly in a second. But the defuse is going to come in. Sotfik with 2 kills on the retake. And something to point out here, while in round 4, ENCE had mostly AKs, there were a couple pistol armor buys. A few more pistol armor buys with the rifles in round 5. All pistol armor in round 6, and all pistol armor in round 7. If you've noticed anything, they pretty much just force bot until they hit max loss bonus. And that was because a couple of the rounds early on were very, very close. Like round 5, for instance, when just one CT survived, then trying to keep forcing up, break the money of YP, but it has not worked out. Team YP was able to persevere and have gone 4 in a row, and ENCE have, well, because they won the pistol in the subsequent 2 rounds, they're okay, but kind of starting to dig themselves a bit of a hole.
Yeah, in a very big way. They're sitting on very, very little cash at this point. Of course, we're going to be going into a gun round this time around. Stonda's got the AWP sitting out. No surprise with Alu not choosing to go double ops T side cash. I mean, it's almost like, why would you do that at this point in the game? 4 and 3 also can't even afford it. Interesting to note, off those force buys, YP has won 4 rounds in a row ever since their first gun round. See Davkos leave the game.
Yeah,
I guess he's getting 50 FPS is what they're saying.
Oh, so just an FPS issue? That's better
Yeah, some sort of FPS issue. Let's see. How's he doing so far? Oh, well, of course, he's out of the game, so we can't see.
Well, actually, if we
4 kills. 4 kills so far. Not representing in a really big way for the team so far. It's still early, though, only in round 8. It'll be just a little while before he shows up
There's
back.
been so many A takes, and it's been, for the most part, it's just been Arch over there at the A site, and I think Davcost has been more so at middle, but there hasn't been too much pressure at mid since, you know, what was the pistol round and a few rounds after that.
There was the one round, but mid was pretty much completely given up by YP that time.
Davcost is probably just not having many opportunities yet, but certainly something to keep an eye on as this progresses. Full buy coming in for ENCE. Let's see. I mean, we've seen that affinity for the A site. Alu's done a pretty good job of working his way out of Squeaky, and even getting the bomb down. And they got the bomb down the last 2 rounds in a row, which is why they have a little bit more cash to work with, having forced up so many times in a row. If they lose here, they're going to be kind of stuck on a buy, save / force rotation, just because things are cheaper on the T side. Which, I mean, won't be easy for YP to hold off. As their money, I mean, this is why ENCE has kept forcing. The money on YP is 1 round away from breaking apart.
Yeah, it's an important round for both teams. A lot of bit of mid control going on for YP, getting aggressive. That's going to be Davkos and Sotfik. Kibakin's also in a position where he could be boosted up into vents. There's Arch trying to get sneaky, a little bit crafty in A main. Stonda finds him out, spots that smoke, and says, yeah, I think somebody might be over there. Watches the angle, and that's going to be first frag for ENCE, giving them the man advantage. They're not going to react to that at all. Still largely spread out, looking for a couple more picks. Plenty of time on the clock.
Well, Dima found himself a bit of a gap in the smoke. He'll be able to take down Zart, and they kind of brought that on themselves. They're the one that poked the bear. Dima was sitting there. They threw a molly at him. That forces him to peek. He will get that kill. That evens it up 4 and 4. Davkos shooting at elbows, but missing. Dima, meanwhile, going to find another. And this time, Davkos anchoring that A site with the op, but it looks like his boys are doing the work for him. Sotfik will be able to get 1, and not sure where that kill came from, but now Davkos with that op starting to light things up a bit here. There's 2. He brings down Yuho and Stonda, the big hitters for that ENCE team. It's 5-3. and the money not in a great position. Probably see Tech 9 armor and some nades.
Yeah, ENCE has the option to force if they wanted to, but it's really not a smart call at this point. YP starting to eke out ahead. They kept so many players alive at this point. You called it, Joey. Tech 9's got a couple of smokes, a couple of flashes to plan something, and they're going to push very hard towards B. Expect them to slow down, yeah.
I mean, right now for ENCE,
contact B.
even if you're losing, as long as you don't buy too far below $2,000 per player, you're good for a rifle and Tech 9 armor pretty much every round, even if you lose every round. And they're working their way into B. The smoke's down, one will go down. Actually, Kabakin's getting them all.
That's huge.
A little bit of damage. Demon 2 assists, but big round for the B hold. The Tech 9 armor and some smokes. No chance. Only Kabakin goes down, but he got 3 before he did.
Yeah, it's all spray control and transfers for Kabakin, so that keeps his money situation pretty good, even though he has the rebuy, and YP starting to eke out far ahead. You got the AWP sitting in the hands of Davkos, and he still has $7,000 to his name. It's going to take a couple more rounds for ENCE, a couple more wins in a row for ENCE to go ahead and turn this economy around. Straight off the buy, let's see what they want to do. Spreading out back to their default. With the bomb in middle, Ella's going to go and squeaky, and again, just looking for picks. You know, last time around, they got that early pick. They didn't really react to it, didn't do anything, and they allowed YP to start going ahead and picking them off, and it all fell apart. See what happens.
ENCE playing a little bit more reserved on this rifle round. A couple of the rifle rounds, we saw them just kind of group up pretty quickly and go for an A hit. Now this looks like we are being their default. Alu, of course, working around, and Squeaky does it about every round, so that's not too telling that he's there. On the boost, it's Standa trying to find an opening at middle and doing the dance over at B. We've got Sunny and Zart with these Molotovs into Checker that forces Dima off. Oh,
nice!
Actually on the cross back over, even though it's through the smoke, they can kind of anticipate that from what happened in the last, 2 rounds ago.
Yeah.
And they just take him down with some nice spray, some nice timing.
Okay, so this time ENCE is going to start backing off. They're clustering up. Ella's going to go and pick up the bomb. So we got a heavy presence in mid, and Zart watching the angle towards B. Kabakin's going to go ahead and push the issue. Can he find one? No, not going to happen. There's a free frag at B side, and they also get a mid pick as well. So they're going to split B. Nobody's in here to mount any sort of a defense. Next engagement's going to be Standa. He's watching for Davkos. Sneaky beaky. Davkos just sees like his foot hanging over the edge of boost, takes the headshot with the AWP, and that's pretty much it. You only got 2 players left. They got plenty of cash, but it's just not worth going for this. YP's going to back off and save what they got.
Davkos took that op with him too. He doesn't want. He wants to force them to rebuy that very expensive gun. As they finally will drop a rifle round. I mean, Kabakin alone at B at that point. Team YP is a man down. He pushes out into B main. He tries to make a play either for information or very nearly had a double spray down. So making that play would have won the round, but the fact that he doesn't pretty much forfeited the round. Davkos looked like he was pushing out A main to make a bit of a play, finds 1 kill, but then they just back off 2 saves. So not too much loss there for Team YP.
Nice.
Oh, actually, Arch will go down, but Davkos is the one who saves the expensive weapon. That's the one that really mattered, and everyone else will be good to go. So another rifle for YP despite the loss.
Still really good for ENCE to go ahead and pick up 1 more kill. We were talking about how the economy is starting to run away for YP, so they're forcing a number of rebuys, and Arch is even going to be down to $0 at this point. So this is the chance for ENCE to go ahead and shift the momentum fully in their favor. The loss bonus is going to be extremely low for YP at this point, just off of a single round loss. Playing pretty much a default. This time Dima is going to be watching mid from White Box, a bit more passive. And then Davkos getting nasty with the deagle. Takes Zart down. That's the B player. And ENCE responds by focusing, well, really not reacting at all. They got to watch their flank, and Ella's going to go back and do that.
Yeah, that really hurts. When you lose the dance-off in B main, you lose a lot of map control. Suddenly, people can push through there and make really, really big plays. Or if you actually do just then execute A, they could be flanking you very, very quickly. So now they have to really slow it down, put someone back over there. That brings Alu out of Squeaky and over into B main, and actually even the bomb is trickling that way, so they might just completely group for a B split. Sotfik though, is he alone here? That might not work out. Someone's certainly going to check this. He's still going to be good for the first kill. Now they've got to go in again.
Trade.
It's going to waste some time. Nice flash over. Molly goes out. He'll peek out into the op of Standa, so they do well to neutralize him, losing only one. But still, the numbers were in favor of YP, so it remains 4-on-3 in their favor. Standa brings it to the 3-on-3, and the bomb still has not crossed over to the site. Is able to do so now, so it'll be going down somewhat soon. CT's still smoked, and what do we have here? Well, Kabakin getting a kill, but also an incendiary for him, so expect that to be thrown into the site. There it goes now. Davkos moving in with a deagle, and Kabakin and Arch teaming up. Davkos exerting some pressure and getting that defuse. It's 7-4.
Now Molly ends up pushing everybody right off the site. You notice that as soon as Zard got picked off at the B side, YP, they had a read, they had a suspicion that there was going to be a lot of pressure on A. They rotated almost everybody off of the B site, and ENCE, really, they had no information. I don't think they heard anything, but they ended up backing off towards the B side when Alu checked it. And I think what might have been happening is Alu checked to see if anybody was creeping behind. Since nobody pushed out, they thought, well, there's a small chance that it's going to be open. They made the right pick. They went to the B side, but it took too darn long to get the bomb down, and then the rotation's underway full force.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good adjustment though from ENCE. You lose your man at B. YP has seen that no one else is in the B hall, so maybe they shift a bit to A, and then ENCE just decided to go back to B. And that did work. They caught the defense a little bit relaxed, but even still the retake was there for YP, and now ENCE into another round. Zart not with a lot. He's got a Tech 9 and a flash. Op still there on Standa, and here comes the set execute. Wall of smokes here, blocking off Davkos, that truck highway player. Arch was on top of the site. He's going to have to drop down. I think he might have even been flashed by Davkos, who's really trying to find a gap in that smoke. Oh wow, they're just going to plant for the toxic barrels.
And Arch has no idea. He was standing
He's
right
like,
next
wait,
to
I'm on
him.
the bomb. Let's get on
Bomb. There it is. He's still going to be alive, too. Tries to push the point around default side of the red box. He's going to end up getting shut down by Yuho. I believe got the shot. 3-3. There you go. Davkos shutting Yuho down. Shtanda's watching this. He can watch the bomb, or at least should be able to watch the bomb from main. Davkos super low. There's the barrel, but he's a miss. Oh, Shtanda, come on, you can do it. Pulls the pistol out. That's all he needs. And that's going to be a round in favor of T-side. ENCE, they are still in it.
I like that. I mean, so we see those smokes a lot on A executes, but a lot of people will still just work and clear the site and then plan for default or A main. But I really like that they just run into the smokes, plant, and then they just leave Standa holding out in the lockers in A main, and he's got the perfect angle for the bomb if anyone is to try to get on it. And 17 HP, not a lot to work with for the two members that were up with YP. They did a great job of setting up the trade, but Davkos just missed that kill onto Standa there at the end, and I think it might have been Alu who was still up, kind of on those back hauls in around Squeaky. So it still would have been less than a 1v1 with time low. It would have been tough regardless. Good effort though, and ENCE finding another round, 7-5, keeping this first half competitive.
Arch was genuinely confused with that bomb plant. Such a weird location right there. Again, ENCE is focusing a lot of attention on the A side. A couple of shots going to drop Zart really low. Set smokes on A this time. Alu makes noise. It's the exact same smoke situation, and they're just banking on it, pulling everybody off. They start to back off. No, they don't back off. They're going to go ahead and commit to this A take. And it's a little bit slower coming out. There's the first flash. Sunny's going to lead the charge. Arch on boost. There you go. That's how you shut him down. That's a 2K now for Arch. And yeah, Sotfik keeps running. Takes one more. That's about the end of it.
Alu going for the highlight clip, but more than likely out of this round. Left in a 1 versus 4. He's since killed one man. You can see the bomb is down. He's got to get out of this room. And that was just really confusing from ENCE. I mean, they kind of broke the rule of 5v4, right? And around previous, we actually saw Zart go down when he was doing the dance over at B. This time, he wins the dance off. He kills Kabakin. ENCE have a ton of time on the clock. And then they decide to execute on B. Maybe Sunny heard something. He didn't actually hear and just decides to run out and start this execute through a smoke with the bomb alone, no support. And the round that should have gone pretty well for ENCE just fell apart and was somewhat embarrassing overall.
Arch was in a really good position right on top of that boost box.
Yeah, I mean, he was on Shroud spot, but even still. He pushed the bomb alone through a smoke first with no support.
More pressure at A. We've seen this before by ENCE where 3 people got out squeaky. That shot is crucial. Arch takes out the bomb carrier, dropping the bomb right in the middle of the site. And now Zart's able to go ahead and recover it. Drops it. Looks like he planted it at default. It actually might be planted for main. That's good for Stonda because he's taking good position. And then Zart's going to go ahead and back off towards Squeaky. It's going to be a 4-man retake, though. So they can't really peek. They can't show themselves too much. Demon's holding the angle. What's this? Sunny just peeks and re-peeks for days until he gets the headshot.
Yeah, Demon did not have a lot to aim at. About a pixel of that guy's scalp, and that was it. So he goes down. Stonda, bomb not really even planted for him. Looks like an A-man plant, but he can still hold it from default. And Sodfik just with the A4 guns him down. 3 kills and a bomb plant, so it's not a terrible round for ENCE. And actually, money is still not really good enough as they kind of reset their losing bonus with a couple one-off wins they got. That was in round 10 with the smoke setup. No, actually, round 12 was the cool smoke strat on A with the plant for Highway. I can't quite remember what round 10 was, but it's just 2 wins, each of them an island, and money is reset going into round 15. And Tech9's utility and a Galil here on Alu. Not a lot to work with, but they're going quick over mid. And Sophick's in trouble. He needs help from Highway. Now it's coming in the form of Davkos. And also, actually, Arch, not much help. He goes down right away, but here's Dima finding 2, keeping it a 3-on-3 bomb now, running into this A site for free. Davkos missing shots on the cross. Well, only Sunny will cross. The other 2 going to immediately get into post-plant situations here at Fork and A main. Sunny, will he peek this smoke? Sitting in it for now, buying as much time as possible.
There's Dima. Molly's going to force Zart to go peeking on out, but you got to watch out for Dima up top on Catwalk. Stonda's going to find himself all alone with Tech9. Does a tremendous amount of damage. Good Molly, but I don't think it's going to buy enough time to prevent the bomb from going down. Smoke extinguishes it, and that's Dima.
Like it's going to do anything.
That's not how it works,
If we don't see the fire, it won't burn us.
That's a 4K round for Dima, but I think the small victory right there, I mean, yeah, of course you're going to be going for round win right there. You have to. They got the bomb plant down at least. If only ENCE could have held it. They had a really, really good read on that situation, though. They charge out, balls to the wall, into mid. They run into a 3-man CT defense at mid and immediately hightail it towards the A site, realizing, hey, we got somebody over here at Highway, somebody close to White Box. If we can maybe get there, we can force them to play retake. They get the bomb down, just can't quite hold it long enough.
Yeah, and I'm just still a little disappointed in ENCE when it was, I think it was round 13, where they tried to do the similar smoke strat that they had at the A site, where they got the smokes down, just put Sunny out to have him plant in the smokes. But Arch on the boost catches him off guard, and I don't know why they were trying to do that strat, which seems a little bit gimmicky. You're doing it 2 times in a row, but on the second round, you actually started with the man advantage. Why not just revert to a tried and true strategy? Know that you're going to be good Counter-Strike players and win from a 5v4 position. Instead, they really screwed up that round, and that cost them because that resets the money, and that's why it's 10-5. If they won in round 13, it very well could have been 7-8, 8-7 either way. Instead, YP's got 10 rounds, and they're going onto the T side, and if you were here for the pregame talk, we did mention that YP is a very strong T side, winning 57% of their rounds on T side.
Well, they're just now starting up T side. I'll be curious to see what they do with pistols. YP has shown a real tendency towards buying very heavily and doing some crafty things. This time, they're just going to take 1 smoke, 2 flashes. I've seen them do a lot of heavy decoy smoke strategies before, where they hit A site really hard with decoy smokes, and then they either fake it or they just charge in, and it confuses the heck out of ENCE. This time around, not the case. They do focus on A site, though. And I'm thinking it's just going to be a very standard tactic. They put 3, maybe even 4, into Squeaky with Sotfik all alone to throw the smokes and flash them out at A side. It's going to be Alu and Yuho holding it off.
Alu at quad, unable to get those first 1 taps, so they push him, and here's Dima What a good first half and here in the second now with the 16 kills. Top ranking for his team and YP in a 4-on-2. Bomb going down now. Sunny's made his way up truck. Davkos won't spot him, but he'll pay with his life. So that's the start of this 2v4 retake. One kill there. Maybe Sunny can take this player Arch out of sight. Playing on the reverse side of Red Box right now. Kabakin supporting from door, and there's got to be someone in A main. Actually, Sodvik will come out to forklift now, and it's just Sunny dancing around quad here. Arch finds him, gets the double, and that's dangerous now for ENCE. 5 rounds in the first half, and YP starting off with the pistol. That would mean, well, both pistols. Oh no, sorry. ENCE.
No, it's only one.
That's really bad. A 5-round half, and I kind of forgot that ENCE's bulk of their rounds came from the pistol on the subsequent 2 rounds.
Yeah, that's about what carried ENCE right there.
So so ENCE won 2 rifle rounds, essentially.
Exactly. And now they're playing up against T-side YP, which is their strongest side. Kind of a different take on the A hit with a single player smoking it all off, flashing you out from A main, and then 4 players just charge all around. Then just too many angles to deal with at that point once you allow the players onto the site. For YP. This time around, going to play it nice and slow. No need to take any chances. They've got plenty of utility for YP. You're going to see Standa solo holding mid, Sunny and Zart at the B site, and Alu and Yuho again at A. That's pretty much their standard setup. Hoping for a push, and Alu might just give it to him. You see him creeping up Squeaky. If he goes too far, though, Sokvik's waiting for him.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants to peek or just get into an area where he can hold a corner, but yeah, he does end up traversing a little too far, and Sodvik is just waiting. He nearly went down, but still finding that first kill. And whoa, Yuho. I don't even know where that came from. I mean, it must have been out of A main.
Yeah, Davkos peeked it.
Gooshed right away, but luckily it was through the boxes, so.
Beautiful, though. With that peek, it's able to pull the players off of B side. Now Zart realizes, I better go check it out, and he's smoked off. Too late. Bomb should go down, no problem. Trying to spam through the smoke, not meant to be. Eva crosses his crosshair, but he fires just a little bit too late at that point. And there it is, bombs down. Everybody on ENCE, yeah, they bought pretty heavily right there. You got CZ75s, you got smoke, you got armor. Definitely want to save that stuff. Hang on to the deagle. They're going to back up and hide at Squeaky. The hit squad's on the way, though. Look out for Arch and Davkos. Trying to do some damage.
Well, they're just all going to save it. I thought maybe Standa could go for some exits, because, I mean, he just has the CZ. That's not that much. But, of course, Sunny has quite a bit. He's got Kevlar, smoke, flash, and a CZ. Yuho, of course, with armor and a CZ. And even the deagle itself is pretty expensive, so you can see why Zart wants to save.
Think about this. Going into the next round, let's say they all die here. They'll have nothing. You're looking at blocks, possibly P250s, nothing substantial going into it. So you're really unlikely to convert the next round into any sort of victory. With the CZ75s, you can do some crafty stuff. You can get some cheap kills. And heck, they even got a free smoke and a flash going into this round. And it's not really going to cost them any utility
just
or
that
ability in the gun round.
Yeah, I like that. I'm a big fan of the CT4 supplies, and you just go for kind of a gamble play, a gamble stack, and if it doesn't work out, then you just save. And we kind of saw that creep up into the meta, even at the Tier 1 teams and events, but it's never really stayed that persistent. Happens every once in a while, and kind of see a little bit of it there. Opting to save and just have another attempt at a decent round with your pistols and armor as strong as they can be in CSGO. They don't really do anything creative, though, just playing default spots. Like, Standa will take a little bit close of an angle with his P250 under the vent. Zart's just spotting with the deagle, because at least he's got the range advantage. Sunny's at white box. Yuho with a bit of an angle there on forklift, and Alu just at quad. So pretty much their standard stuff, and they will be pressured at A. Molotovs and everything coming out. And that's what you really want to see. Well, Yuho even still finding that first kill, but nice use of utility to make sure it's not that dangerous. Alu was able to shift, though, out of quad into sight without being noticed, so he will get a kill more or less for free. YP's still able, well, hasn't gone down yet, but getting the bomb down now, 3v2 post-plant for Team YP.
So hard to retake. But beware the long-range deagle. Zart is going to be standing here trying to spot somebody at A main, and then Arch jumps up top, making a huge target himself. And that's going to be a kill for Zart. He's going to hold on to the angle, watching for Davkos as he gets peeked and re-peeked, but the SMG is going to come out on top. earning $600 for Dav cost and another round in favor of YP. So at this point, things are getting completely out of control. It's 13-5, so we're 3 rounds away from victory for YP on the first map at the start of the first CT side gun round, and obviously we just don't have enough money for that famous dual op setup for Standa and Alu. Let's see what they can do.
Well, at least Standa will have his. He's 14-14 too. He's been doing most of the killing here for ENCE's side, but it's getting pretty scary. This first rifle round pretty much decides their fate, and it still will be a long road back if ENCE are able to pull off round 19 here. Davcost also went out for his op, and where's he at? 13-10. It's Dima and Sodvik though having the best performances with 18 and 17 kills respectively. That's Team YP is working that default.
Sodvik spots Yuho. Yuho's just going to hold the hard angle, hoping to get free peek there. Sunny maintaining control of middle. And at this point, everybody's going to back off. Kibakin's watching the B push. A lot of pressure going in on middle. Some material, some utility being expended on mid. And there it is. Flash out, take mid, and split A seems to be the strat. Smoke's being thrown from T-spawn area onto the A side. Dima and Kibakin have already worked their way all the way up highway. Alu,
boy, I like that
watch
smoke
the
wall.
angle. Nice
That's
flash.
sick.
Till Alu gets the kill.
Don't see that one very often. Making their way up highway and actually throw 2 smokes to set up a wall at truck. And even though the player at Fork was flashed, that was Alu. He's able to get 1 and ends up closing out the round with his second. So it all kind of fell apart as they moved the bulk of their forces up highway.
That was kind of cool. I mean, it was maybe a little bit too crafty for YP. They got caught out because there's a lot of coordination that looked like it had to happen right there. But
well, the problem with putting your main offensive up highways, there's so many things to check. You got to be worried about someone at quad, maybe even a CT push squeaky. You got to watch that angle unless you have someone that's taking control of it. You got to watch forklift. You got to watch in between forklift and sight. You got to watch sight, truck, quad, catwalk. Like there's so many things to watch. They try to minimize that by throwing the smokes on truck side and flashing forklift, but the fact that Alu gets that first kill
one angle
pretty much shuts it down.
Well, this time, very standard kind of an A-take right here. Alu's going to respond with a nice 2K right there. Even starting to enter onto the site. The highway player is going to get dropped, but Alu's still standing strong. This is a 3K round so far. Can't come out on top. Sprays it down, but no. Sodvik finally takes him down, taking the site. Standa's all alone, and he's kind of got to go for this at this point. I mean, the team is low on cash. Unloads an AWP shot, not going to find anybody. Good flashbang. Another one is going to leave him completely blind, setting Sodvik
Another
up.
one.
That was beautiful coordination right there. Look at this, a 3K and a 2K for Dima. Sodvik mopping it up.
Yeah, you point out they're low on cash, but also low on rounds.
Yeah.
So not a good place to be. That's the double whammy. And I believe they are buying some things since they're in that buy-to-win scenario. They don't want to save to tie. 14-6. YP dominant thus far. And only 3 rounds won during rifle rounds for ENCE. That's not too good of a statistic to have.
Might be a counter boost going on. Standa's going to stand up. I think he did that silently. No one's watching the angle either, so Dima could get flanked behind. Standa's just not going to show himself. Just stand by, staying crafty. This is good because YP... Oh no, Kibakin is watching.
Yeah, Kibakin's so ready for this, and that nade's going to hurt.
Well,
or
not.
I'm triggered. 2 damage. Really?
Yeah, and that doesn't force Standa back at all. Dima's going to create a little bit of a distraction at A side, but no, he gets flashed. That unloads. YP starting to shift back at this point. You see them clustering up back at mid. Standa's still there. He could wreck him. Peeks the corner. There's a kill. He stays up. Finally falls back.
And they don't know. Oh, I mean, I guess they can infer that Sunny is still down there because someone obviously had to boost that guy, but did they stick around? Do they know? Doesn't seem to matter. They don't want to really focus too much on middle. Sunny actually will just push through now. So Davcost is aware, and he goes out with a P250. Nice headshot. Dima could be in trouble. Man's actually gone above him. That's Standa now finally caught out, and just Davcost, the man who pushed through middle, or rather was watching the push through middle, now trying to make his way back into A main. And it doesn't work out. Alu with another big 3K. He's been putting the work in here in the second half, but only 2 rounds for him thus far.
Yeah, he's putting the work in, but fine work that round. Standa, really, though, patiently sitting at mid, and then when he finally pops up, he gets the free frag, and he gets so much information for ENCE. And Alu mops it up with a 3K round. That's going to force YP now into an eco round. Quick frag going on at A site for Alu. You got Arch and Sotfix set up at the B, but
Goodbye.
how's this happen? Standa just watching the angle. Davkos goes for boost and gets shut down instantly. So it's 3 versus 5. Eco not looking so hot for YP.
Yeah, so ENCE, they've got the first 3 rounds of the first half off of the pistol. 3 rifle rounds, all kind of on an island. That last round that they won was actually more or less a full eco, so that's crazy, the fact that YP were not able to win that, and that's a massive round for ENCE to have won. And then here, which is likely going to be their 8th round, is them on full anti-eco. So far not the most consistent half from ENCE, but showing some potential here on the CT side. Alu has had, I think, a multi-kill in almost every single round here in this second half, win or lose. Here he just gets the 1, Standa finds 3, it's 14-8, but the rifles are back in the hands of YP, and they only need 2 more rounds.
A long way to go for ENCE. They got to feel good off of those couple of wins, especially ecoing YP, but I mean, it's a very different gameplay when you're on an eco versus anti-eco round versus gun rounds. And I don't expect them to do anything particularly crafty. Sunny's going to go ahead and take up position real close near boost. Nobody to counter boost this time around.
Let's get backfire.
Heavy aggression at A side. Look at this. Alu rushing out along with Yuho. He was going to get dropped. Alu picks up 1. Knows there's somebody else around there. Doesn't realize that there's 2. He's going to get traded out by Dima. But it's too late, man. Sotvik's already around the corner. Zart's done. Sight's been granted to YP.
Zart didn't expect him to be that close. He thought he had time to throw that, bank that flash, and then go for the peek on some blind players, but instead, before he can almost even get his gun out, they kill him. And I don't know, you got so much on the line. You go for that aggressive play with that smoke. I mean, that smoke always telegraphs a push. You're always throwing nades or spamming that smoke somewhat every time you see it. I guess the difference was they're like, all right, let's go with 2. We'll have 1 on the ground and 1 on the boost. And, I mean, Alu did 200 damage, but he only did get 1 kill, and that just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
A site had fallen at that point with only 1 defender still on the site. And that was a rough look at round 23, but now we're in round 24. It's match point for Team YP, and ENCE falling on hard times. Yep, swag and some upgraded pistols. It looks like they want to go for that counter boost again. I don't think this is going to work on YP more than once.
Yeah, ENCE has been successful on their eco rounds. I mean, they got that going for them. Yuho's been able to take up position inside of A main. Davkos is ready. Peek that position, but he's already set up shop at lockers. Alu's also going to push out. He gets spotted out, I think, by Sotfik. We got a little bit of A aggression going on. A lot of bit of A aggression going on, actually, and then Stonda's in a position. If he pushes around the corner right now, he could flank Davkos. Alu's going to push out, take the fight to Sotfik, cannot win it. Stonda on the flank, though. There you go, swag 7. 1 kill, can't pick up the second.
Still Kabak looking over at B, but Sunny just turns on him. Has bomb control, too, so a double kill for Sunny. Maybe going to change how this round works out. Sotfik's really low. He should have maybe have repeat that. Could have let Dima move up and get it done instead. Well, he does, but now left on 20 HP and dealing with Zart, he will fall, so that boost over, it works twice. Dima was so patient. He was on that white truck watching the boost over for so long, but he must have given it up because Standa dropped, gets those kills in A main, and that's when everything kind of fell apart. Got very, very chaotic, especially when the bomb was left behind. So ENCE, I don't know how, man, some Finnish magic.
It's that eco magic for ENCE. I mean, they're slowly closing the gap at this point, but the big problem is on the gun rounds over here. YP is going to be forced into an eco round, though, so this should be, what, 15-10 is what I'm expecting before we start to see some real action. YP playing, looks like contact B. They throw a little bit of material out. It's going to be 1 flashbang. Sunny's watching the angle. 1, 2. Can he pick up a 3rd one? Yeah, it's going to be a 3K before he finally gets traded down. And there goes another B player. You got to watch out for one checkers. He's killed. Well, there you go.
So Davkos now no armor, but he has been able to pick up that M4A4, and they want to counter boost out of these vents. This could be the wrong decision because Yuho is ready for this. He does just have a CZ, but at this range, it's pretty much the best gun in the game.
Yeah.
And yep, Davkos wrong way. Loses the coin flip there. And Sotfik has been spotted with that bomb, leaving the scene of the crime. Flash through, that's going to give him a little heads up onto what Yuho's doing, but no opportunity for that kill.
No. Playing so low HP at that point. With a B250, I mean, you just have to land the headshot in.
Still made it costly. Look at the money here for ENCE. Not going to be a fantastic round. Drops will come out, so I think everyone should have most of their utility.
Most of their utility.
Sunny with just a smoke. Yeah, he's the lowest.
And Stonda doesn't get to play with the AWP either. Who's actually the kill leader so far with 21 kills. Do what YP chooses to do. Looks like they're not going to send Kibak going to go watch the B side, expecting a fast A execute. That could work out beautifully if they go right now. Alu's all alone, but watch out for Yuho and Stonda. They're going to go for the boost again. It's worked 2 times in a row.
Hawkins actually up here this time, though. And he's got an AK, which means, of course, 1 shot if it lands in the face. Who will be more patient? It's really what it's going to come down to right now.
Well, the A execute's
Kabaka's
going
looking the
on.
wrong way, though.
He's expected B put. That's because nobody's watching B. Well, A goes down instantly. Stonda pops around the corner and is actually able to go ahead and take out Kibak. And bomb goes down. So you got Zart and Stonda on the retake. They know that Stonda pushed around to the back, so that's going to keep Davkos's attention focused elsewhere. But he's in a really powerful position. Probably. It looks like the bomb was actually planted for default and not for Davkos. All they got to do is take out Arts and Sotfik, and it's going to make this into a very unmanageable situation for the Opper.
Well, I mean, Zart has the molly, but he throws it fork, so wrong decision. He couldn't really have known, but now there's not an easy way to clear out quad. Now they're going to show their hand. 2 people back at quad. Stonda's got to move up, and okay, Arch just going to keep on giving him the peaks. Triple kill for him. Didn't really see how they took the A site. What we do know is that Stonda was maybe way too successful at going over drop in the last 3 or 4 rounds of this half, or second half of the map, I suppose. But what is that, 16-10? YP will be able to take their map.
16